Fionna and Cake isn't a spin-off to the Adventure Time we all know and love. With each trailer, it becomes apparent that this is a continuation of Adventure Time's biggest loose end, the multiverse. Wasn't the best time to roll this out, huh, Max?
This one I love. So proud of you. But this one, everything he does drives me crazy.
The multiverse was directly brought to our attention in Season 4's finale, The Lich, an episode that taught us a few things. 1. The Enchiridion contains a map of the multiverse.
Hello, my name is Bucko. What you see here is a map of the multiverse.
2. At the center of the multiverse is a dimension called the Time Room, where our boy Prismo lives.
At the center of the multiverse is a dimension called the Time Room, believed to be the quasi-corporeal dwelling place of the almighty Prismo.
And 3. Some dimensions are permanently linked, some become temporarily linked through wormholes, and some links can be forged through powerful items, like the Enchiridion, Prismo's pickle jar, and that one crystal apple Tree Trunks took a bite out of. I wonder if the Ice King's crown could open a portal, even though it's currently fused with Gunther. However, Fionna and Cake may have already taught us another thing about the multiverse. It's possible for someone to dream about other universes.
I dream a lot about being a hot dog.
This is something the original series alluded to, with Finn dreaming about his Farmworld variant in Season 4's Kingworm. There's also the end of Season 9's Fionna and Cake and Fiona, where we see visions of Fionna and Cake get beamed right into the Ice King's head. Though I won't lie, in Fionna and Cake the show, everyone seems to remember how their world was, before a wish changed everything. Now, don't let all of these multiverse shenanigans fool you. This show is still Fionna's story, and we'll be watching events unfold through her point of view. And it makes sense she's front and center in this multiverse story, as her and Cake were our first glimpse into the concept all those years ago when the first Fionna and Cake episode aired. We can piece together that this was not Ice King fanfiction, but his dreams of another reality. And with not one, not two, but at least 3 different Finns cited in the trailers, I'm thinking it's possible that Fionna is the only girl Finn in the multiverse. She's the most unique. With all that said, the newest trailer got me stoked for all of the different dimensions we're going to see in the series. So I'm here to break down all of them. Well, the ones that appeared in the trailer. I'm sure there are way more they're keeping secret. Instead of getting lame multiverse stuff like, everything's basically the same except red means go. God, that movie disappointed.
The Illumawati?
It looks like we're getting the chance to explore some pretty fun what-ifs. Like, what if Marceline joined the vampires instead of hunting them down? But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's take it from the top with Fionna and Cake's universe. Also, if you end up digging this video, please take a moment to like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Mwah, you're all beautiful. The Fionna and Cake episodes in the original series portrayed their universe as one identical to Finn and Jake's, just gender swapped. But when the new series kicks off, it looks like our world? One that was never devastated by the Great Mushroom War. A world without magic. One where Marshall Lee was never half vampire, and Gumball runs a comfy cafe. But it's clear things weren't always this way. Again, people are dreaming about their past magical lives.
I dream a lot about being a hot dog.
And all those snippets of Fionna saying stuff like her life should be more magical are pretty on the nose. So, what happened? Well, Simon happened. Sorry to anyone who's been trying to repress this memory, but 5 years ago, we witnessed Betty sacrificing herself to save Simon and the rest of Ooh by becoming one with Golb, leaving through a portal never to be seen again. The epilogue would show Simon trying to cash in on his one Prismo wish to retrieve Betty, but as we learned from Magic Man, Golb-related wishes just can't be fulfilled. I assume it's Dragon Ball logic, where any wish that exceeds Shenron's power can't be granted. So as far as we know, Simon never redeemed his one free wish. And when we saw him a few years later in Obsidian, it was clear that he was putting on a facade in public while struggling to hold himself together behind closed doors, dressing up as the Ice King with a fake crown and Gunther slippers. Something that we see him do again in the Fionna and Cake trailer. I think Simon feels as if he's lost his place in the world. Marceline no longer needs him. Gunther's running around as the Ice Thing, and it's not like anything good came from his reign as the Ice King. He effectively has nothing left. So, he came up with a plan to get Betty back in his life without roping in his friends and messing up all the progress they made in life. He finds a reality identical to his own, goes to Prismo, and makes a new wish to strip this dimension of magic, ensuring the Great Mushroom War will never happen and that the Ice Crown will never exist. So, he'll never lose Betty. Now, the obvious oversight with this wish is that since it's a gender-swapped world, Betty won't be Betty. She'll be, Brad or something. And although she does appear in this trailer, it seems to be primarily flashbacks, given how Simon looks noticeably younger. And if you're doubting any of this, let's not forget what Prismo said about world-altering wishes in Season 5's Jake the Dog.
Sometimes a well-intentioned wish can lead to nuts.
I also think it's possible Simon chose this dimension because he may have already been here before through the worlds in Kyridian as seen in Bad Little Boy. Given everything we know now, this may not have been just a dream. Despite this world being aggressively normal, odds are there's still a portal to the multiverse. Whether that be a pre-existing link that's been hidden or a temporary link that surfaces in the beginning of the series. Either way, they gotta end up in the time room and meet Prismo somehow. Alright, one universe down, now let's move on to the main universe. You know, the one Arfin and Jake live in. We know we're gonna return to the classic Land of Ooh for a few reasons. One of which I find the most interesting, so I'm gonna save it for last. Number 1. Out of the 3 Finns we see in this trailer, I think the moderately buff, bearded one running alongside Jake is Arfin. He matches the look Finn was rocking in Obsidian. He's just put on some muscle. Okay, a lot of muscle. Although his robot arm doesn't match up with the one he had as an elder, entering the dead worlds and together again, it's not like he's limited to just one robot arm. The one he had in the afterlife is already different than the one he had as a kid. Side note, if you're wondering why Jake is alive, considering he was implied to be dead in Obsidian, and Finn does have his Jake tattoo here, I'd like to believe that Obsidian was just a fake out, and Jake was just chilling somewhere else while we were already mourning him. But there's also a good chance that this is just another Jake from the multiverse. People also speculate that if this is our Jake, Finn could have just lost muscle in between this and Obsidian. But in the context of Simon's arc, I'm pretty sure this is set in a post-Obsidian world. I guess we'll find out soon enough, but I do think Adventure Time is committed to keeping the details around Jake's death under wraps for as long as possible. We may never know. Anywho, number 2. Princess Bubblegum appears. Though this could be a flashback, but I'm assuming if our Marceline appears, then PB won't be too far behind. And finally, number 3. We see Gunter, aka the Ice Thing, make an appearance. Although he hasn't completely regressed into the form he was in during Come Along With Me's Flash Forward, his beard is longer than it was when he first became the Ice Thing. This makes me wonder if some timeline shenanigans will give us another glimpse into Ooh during Shermie and Beth's era. Give them the spotlight for an episode. It would be pretty cool to see. Next up, we have an alternate Finn universe. What do I mean by that? Well, this is a world that makes a super quick appearance in the first trailer, as Simon is seen adventuring with a different Finn that sports longer hair, the robot arm he has as an old man, and a physique that's more aligned with how he looked in the Bahoy Dream. For now, I'll just call him Viking Finn because of the hair. His world seems to be filled with a lot more vicious monsters than the Land of Ooh we're used to, with muted color palettes to boot. So I have a feeling there's a depressing twist waiting in the wings. And that's if this isn't the last world we're gonna talk about. That's right, keeping y'all hooked. Keeping it moving, we have the Farmworld universe. Or a variation of it. Something's definitely off. For those who don't remember, the Farmworld was created when Finn wished that the Lich never existed, which could only happen if the mushroom bomb never detonated. This world, Simon used the Ice Crown to freeze the bomb before it went off, sacrificing his life in the process. Farmworld Finn would end up getting exposed to the crown and quickly succumb to its power, inadvertently setting off the bomb and turning Jake into his world's Lich. Luckily, our Finn and Jake were able to confront Ice Prince Finn, and thanks to Prismo's slick editing skills, they reverted the Farmworld back to where it was. Which makes his presence here peculiar, because not only do we see a glimpse of Ice Prince Finn, which could easily be a flashback given his plan was to open a portal to the multiverse, but we also have our third adult Finn, Farmworld Finn, who's gotten jacked and has a robot arm of his own. And this one has a flamethrower, so it's the coolest one by default. But why does he have a flamethrower? And what was he even blasting? Well, I think this Finn became a vampire slayer. We can spot other humans with the Farmworld eyes and nose in a post-apocalyptic setting, but what are they fighting? The appearance of a huntress wizard minus the wizard shooting a clove of garlic leads me to believe that they're brawling with the vampires that appear in this trailer. Vampires commanded by the one and only Marceline the Vampire Queen, who embraced the title in this world instead of hunting all of the vampires down. I mean, look at that fit, and you can't deny the bloodlust on her face. This is a Marceline who went down a much different path. which makes me question if this is the same Farmworld that Finn created in Season 4's finale, since that Marceline was an old lady watching over Simon's corpse. Maybe this is just an identical dimension. Or someone got into Prismo's editing bay and messed up the timeline real bad. Or this is just the result of Simon's reality-altering wish. The reason why he, Fionna, and Cake are being hunted down by this red guy, who probably has the same boss as Prismo. Oh, I fear for the lad. Look at how stressed he is. Yeah, you should be, buddy. You fucked up. I don't know what to tell you. Real quick, we have a glimpse of this steampunk-esque black and white world with tree trunks. I don't know. It's in the trailer, so I'll mention it. Maybe we'll get some cool guest animation out of it. We also have a space world with architecture that reminds me of the Drift. Since they're already hopping through the multiverse, you might as well have space in the mix. BMO always felt like the one Distant Land special that was the most disconnected from everything else. So I'd love to see its setting come back into play in a big way. Accidental rhyme. Last but certainly not least, we have the Candy Takeover universe. Throughout this trailer, we get glimpses of Simon as a tall, suave ice prince that's in the same animation style as a young girl with candy in her ginormous hair, laughing as she falls gracefully onto her bed, which looks like an ice cream sandwich. And if you look to the right, you can see Princess Bubblegum's crown on the edge of her hair. I'm assuming this is just her as like a human kid, but we don't have that confirmation yet, so make of this what you will. The common theory is that this is a world where instead of the Ice King's crown corrupting those who wear it, it's Princess Bubblegum's crown that has this effect. The candy elemental is the danger in this world, which I find insanely interesting. I mean, PB was already a batshit crazy dictator, so I don't know how much would change. Jokes aside, we can see Fionna and Cake going toe-to-toe with not just ice creatures, but candy people as well, hacking and slashing their way through marshmallows and banana guards. This is a hostile version of the Candy Kingdom we've come to know and love, and I'm real curious to see what else is different about this world. Also, I had nowhere else to bring this up, but Fiona's wearing a knockoff of Ben 10's Alien Force jacket. Incredible Easter egg. I gotta know the context if there is any. Outro. And for now, that's about it. Were there any worlds or details that I missed? Got any theories you'd like to share? Let me know in the comments down below, and keep the convo moving over on Twitter and Instagram at AustricVox. Again, if you enjoyed this video, throw it a like, and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great cartoon content. I'm stoked for Fionna and Cake, and we'll be breaking it down every week. So until then, see ya!